Alright, what is up, guys? So it is 2019, and I haven't watched Game of Thrones. So the only rational decision I would make was to watch Game of Thrones. The new season starts in April, and about mid-April, early April, and I was like, alright, I got some time. Let's get into some Game of Thrones. So I thought I would vlog my entire way through the first 7 seasons, building up to episode 8 for you guys. So please enjoy this video. And there will be spoilers, just letting you know there will be spoilers, but enjoy. Alright, so I just finished season 1. There will be spoilers, by the way, while I'm talking about this. But I liked it. It was decent. Would have liked to, I felt like it was just kind of a get it go season, which I understand. It just felt like it was, I'm going to sprinkle some seedlings into what the show's going to be, but not going to actually kill it in this first season. A lot of character building and like showing you who they are. I really like Tyrion. He's probably my favorite character. He's a G. But yeah, I like Ned Stark as well. But of course, being Sean Bean, he dies, and that's kind of the thing. In this show, I felt like in the first season they could have shown more. I feel like they skipped a few battles, like they just kind of started and then they pan to the end, or like the way people die. Jason Momoa's character and the original King Robert Baratheon, they kind of get shitty deaths, and I don't like that. It would have been cooler to see them kind of die in a different way. But I am enjoying it. It did take me a little longer than I want to get through that first season, not because it was bad, just because I wasn't really in a binging mode, but I'm going to smash through the second season. I'm about to start it now. And fingers crossed it leads to some really, more heavy shit, because I'm liking these characters, but I want to see them do something, rather than just talk about doing something, which I think is the biggest problem with season 1. Still enjoyable, but and it also has the most punchable faces of any cast ever. There's a lot of people that are just like, fuck you, just because the way you looked, not even necessarily just the acting. But enough talk. I'm going to smash through these next seasons very, very quickly, fingers crossed, and get back to you at some point during season 2 or at the end of season 2. Okay, yeah, I was gonna wait till end of season 2 to talk about something, but holy shit, episode 9 has ended. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna watch episode 10 tonight, but I'm gonna finish the season because holy fuck. Tyrion Lannister's bleeding, the Hound has said fuck the king, and then just when you thought the war was going to be fucked and Lannisters were losing, Big Dick Lannister turned up and saved the fucking day. So let's get into this finale, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about the entire season motherfucking 2. Alright, so I just finished season 2 just then. It took me like a week, which is a lot quicker than the first season. Yeah, no, I really liked that season. I think it had a bit more action and kind of led up to that big fight at the episode 9, which I reacted to seconds ago. But I liked it. It kind of expanded the story a little bit. I liked Daenerys. She kind of had the Mother of Dragons storyline going on. Robb Stark is a pimp character coming into his own. Joffrey is a big piece of shit. I like it. He's a bit of a heel, bad guy. I always hated Theon, even before he turned on Robb. I'm trying to think everything that's going on. It's really interesting, all these things. Tyrion's still my guy. So many storylines going on that's hard to remember them all, which is probably why I'm going to, probably interject a little bit after maybe an episode. I might react to that rather than try to react to an entire season, like I'm doing now, because you forget things. But it is good that they kind of led to bigger action, especially in that episode 9, because episode 9 was dope, but then the way they left it with the White Walkers in episode 10, the final episode of season 2, I was like, they could have probably started season 3 like this. Leaving with the White Walkers is probably a good choice. Jon Snow, cool character, but hasn't really done anything big yet, so I'd like to see him interjected more into the main storyline. But other than that, I am really enjoying it. I'm going to, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I know, there's going to keep getting better each season as best as the last. So I'm going to leave it on that. I'm going to try to interject a bit more in season 3 so I don't forget things. So if you're like, oh, Ace, how did you not talk about this happening in season 2? 10 episodes, forgot. Alright, sorry, but we'll get into season 3 and I'll let you know after I finish that, or, as I said just then, bits through. I'm going to stop talking. I'll see you guys in season 3. Alright, quick update. I'm midway through season 3. Nothing really worth talking about at this point. Jaime Lannister got his hand cut off, and Daenerys is, fucking shit up with a dragon. So that's pretty much the
two worthy points talking about so far, but I'll, get back to you if anything important comes up.
Alright, so I just finished season 3. Again, kind of a slower season that builds up to episode 9, which kind of tops it all. And then they kind of, okay, we'll set up for the next season through episode 10. And that kind of the formula they're going for. And in this case, they did that. And I think even though those episodes are fucking awesome, Red Wedding was episode 9, and I'll get to that in a second. I would like them to kind of hit a bit harder early on in the season, because it is a great show, it is a great story, but it just kind of builds up a little bit, and you kind of get to a point, and it kind of like, okay, we got a fucking dope couple episodes, but it took a long time to get to there. Now, Tyrion, still my favourite character, killing it. Jon finally looks like he's getting a look and kind of going to be important in like the main storyline in season 4. Joffrey is still being a fucking cunt. Daenerys is still fucking awesome. But Robb Stark getting killed kind of made me mad at first, because I was like, you just build up this entire 3 seasons of, him taking the North and him trying to get the Iron Throne and all this shit, and he's built up as the savior, and then he gets killed, and it's like, holy shit. I like it because it is not cinematic writing. It is kind of like, fuck you, we don't care, we're going to kill off anyone at any time because that's realistic. I like it. Hopefully they stick to that. I'm very excited to see what happens going forward. I think 3 was a very good season though, nonetheless, and I'll let you guys know when I watch season 4. Okay, so I just finished the second episode of season 4, and Joffrey's dead. I was so glad because Tyrion is my guy, so he fucking bullying him. Fuck you, you deserved it. But he was a dick in general. And he was a really, really big dick in that episode, the wedding episode. And I was like, this guy needs to die. And then end of episode, he does die. They're kind of blaming on Tyrion. I don't think that's going to be the case. I could be wrong. If they're setting up like a mystery for it or what they do, kind of expand it for a few episodes. My guess it is I think it's just like the grandma of Natalie Dormer's character, the old lady from the Tyrells, basically. That's my pick of who killed Joffrey, but we'll find out. We'll see what happens as we go along. Okay, so I was right about Olenna Tyrell. I think her name is killing Joffrey. I picked that, obviously. Littlefinger had a hand in it, as he always does, because he's a slimy motherfucker. But I was right about that. But one thing I quickly wanted to touch on, because I just finished episode 6, nothing crazy happened since, episode 2, but I thought I'd touch on Tyrion's monologue at the end of the trial, when he's getting sentenced for Joffrey's murder. That monologue is phenomenal. That was one of my favourite bits of acting. That was one of my favourite scenes so far. I really liked that. It felt really emotional. It felt really powerful. I really wanted to touch on that scene because I just thought that was a really, really cool scene. Really awesome scene. Nothing crazy again has happened in 6 episodes. I mean, bits, but nothing crazily talk-worthy besides those couple of things I have already talked about. So I'll get back to you at the end of season 4. Okay, so I just finished season 4. I really, really enjoyed that season. I definitely didn't expect some of the events that happened, some of the deaths that happened. Tywin getting killed by Tyrion, I didn't see coming at all. So that was very surprising. I was surprised Oberyn died. He wasn't in it as much because I thought Pedro Pascal is a very cool character. They keep him around for a bit longer. They didn't. I know he's going up against the Mountain, but I thought there was going to be some way, but they both walked out of it. He was a very cool character, so I was disappointed. And then I just like that season in general, just because they kind of filled it out a bit more. Joffrey dying in episode 2, and then you had a couple of things happening, throughout the season. And then episode 9 kind of being one big battle, which was an awesome episode. And then you kind of, Jon's playing a bigger part now, which is great. Tyrion's pretty fucking cool. Jaime's pretty cool. Daenerys is pretty cool. I don't really give a fuck about Bran at the moment. He's not doing anything for me that I'm excited for. That could change. We'll see what happens there. But I like that season because it's hard, because this show's a bit different the way it's set out, and it's not really every season is something different. It's like we're just going to tell one long story. So when you're telling one long story, it's hard to, different or tell the difference. I'm not fucking tell you what that word is, but tell the difference between some of those those seasons. So, but I did enjoy this season, and I'll get back to you at some point during season 5. Differentiate was the word I was looking for in that little past segment that was only seconds ago for you guys. But I just finished episode 5 of season 5. I'm going to walk through my house because no one else is home. I finished episode 5 of season 5. I'm liking this season, I think partially because Bran isn't in it, which is, I'm enjoying that. Sorry, Bran. I'm liking John's becoming more of like, I know he's a main character, but like a main story, which is really good in the whole mist of things, which is fucking cool. I'm liking that Tyrion and Jorah are together now, because that's like an awesome pairing of two awesome characters. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that whole like grayscale storyline, because it is the classic, did you get bit? Nah, it's like, yeah, so they got bit. So that's a storyline I'm looking forward to seeing unfold. Daenerys is still being awful, and I'm actually kind of enjoying this bitch king thing, because Tormund is the new king, and he's such a bitch, and his bitches out to everything Cersei says, whereas Joffrey was just the opposite, and he's just an absolute dick, absolute cunt. I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the season, and I'll get back to you guys at some point later this season. Okay, so I just finished season 5. The big thing to end the season was Jon's death, and that was one of the only few things that I did know about spoiler-wise, because it wasn't like I was avoiding spoilers, because I didn't plan to watch it, and that was a huge thing at the time. I think that's what kind of propelled Game of Thrones into this like global phenomenon. It was still a big show. It still is the biggest show in the world. I thought that was kind of the bigger moment when I was like, okay, what, like this show's pretty big, isn't it? And so I did know about that, and I know he comes back, so that wasn't huge to me. But I'm glad that he's kind of a bigger role now that he's like the leader of the Night's Watch, and he's with Stannis, so we're going to see more of course. But I liked that season. Still no Bran. Maybe episode 2, maybe here or there. I don't remember anything he did in that season, so apologies. But the Sparrow kind of storyline is a bit weird. I don't know, really that interesting to me. Kind of religious thing they're doing. I don't know that interesting. Another weird thing, kind of odd thing, and it's kind of far-fetched, but I know a lot of the shows far-fetched is the face swap thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't hate it, but it just feels a bit weird, and I know because a lot of the show is so weird, but I understand it. As well as that trio with Tyrion, Jorah, and Dany, Daenerys, phenomenal, cool, awesome trio there. And then just I don't know, I don't know. Maybe I was underwhelmed with the ending of that season, because obviously I knew Jon Snow was dying, so that kind of added to it. But I feel like with these episodes, they were so highly rated for like one thing to happen. Like in episode 8, the Walkers turned up, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, White Walkers!" And then it got a really high episode, and I'm like, but the rest of the episode was good, but wasn't phenomenal. But you know, I've got a week to watch 2 seasons. I want to go fucking hard. I finished that season last night. I'm gonna watch the next season tonight, and I'll let you know at some point during season 6. Okay, so I just finished season 6, episode 7. I'm literally about to leave and go and see Shazam. Review will be up by the time this is up, so check that out, cheap plug. I'm about to go and see Shazam, but I thought I could do a quick update before I get back and probably finish the season after the movie. At the moment, it's kind of a slow build. You can definitely tell it's building up to something really cool, really, really awesome. Going to go down at the end of this season. The Hound just reappeared, which I kind of knew because they didn't actually kill him on screen. So I was like, oh, he's probably still alive. Lo and behold, he was. Arya's just got stabbed in the street, and she's like bleeding, walking around town. Some shit going on with the Dothraki and Daenerys. Fucking weird Sparrow shit still going on that I'm not too fussed about, to be honest. And you know, there's just I don't know. I think Jon and Sansa just got reunited, and it feels so good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, the Hodor episode was a big one as well. I knew that was kind of a big thing at the time, the Hold the Door thing, so I did know that. One of the, again, few things I did know. But that's about it. It's definitely a slower build to build up to these last few episodes, and these episodes are meant to be really, really good. I'm knowing just from like the ratings and how people raved about them when they first came out. And the time they came out at the end of season 6, everyone's like 9 and 10 are fucking awesome. Looking forward to those, and I'll get back to you after I've watched them. Alright, so I just finished a monster end of season 6. Jesus. They were some episodes. I do not blame those people saying those episodes were phenomenal because they were really damn good. Two possible best episodes in the show were episodes 9 and 10, Battle of the Bastards, and then the final episode 10, I forget the name of it. Awesome episodes, phenomenal, really damn good. People do say how good they are, and they did not lie. The whole Battle of the Bastards was just awesome. Ramsay's dead now, which is cool. But that whole battle was awesome to watch. And then Sansa saves the day, and she's like, oh, here, I've got... Littlefinger's got the army. Yo, could you not do that like an hour ago before I'm getting throttled? Because I lost so many men. That was the thing. I was like, all right, yeah, you saved them, but did you really? Because you lost a lot of men. But now, obviously, Jon Snow's, King of the North. Daenerys is pumping up her army, getting ready for her kind of taking over. The wildfire was fucking cool as. Killed a lot of people, including the sparrows. So that's awesome. But then at the same time, now Cersei's kind of on the throne. And then it's like, yeah, is it that awesome? Because she's got it. But the wildfire scene was cool and those sparrows annoyed me. So that's kind of one thing. And then just, of course, Arya taking her revenge and killing Walder Frey. With the mask, which I'm not sure about. The faces, I'm not a big fan of. So hopefully they don't keep them around for everything. I hate if they did it like, look who's on the throne, and then right at the end of the whole series they take off the mask or some shit. That would kind of push me the wrong way. But definitely an awesome end to the season 6. I'm very ready. This feels like the pump up to season 8 to the latest season. But apparently there's another season, so I'm going to watch that. I'm going to finish. I got about 3 days to watch the final season. I got about 6 days, so what am I saying? I got about 6 days to watch this final season. So I'll let you guys know when I am watching season 7. Alright, so I just finished episode 4 of season 7, which is only about 7 episodes. So it's about, basically just past the halfway point of the last season or the latest season before the new one starts. Shit's going down. It's getting real because this is kind of the first time we've seen a lot of the characters in the same place now that you got Jon is with Daenerys, and they're kind of figuring shit out, as well as Tyrion's with him, and the Lannisters on the other side of that as well. And really awesome battle just happened. The dragons kind of attacked the Lannister army after the army took out the Tyrells, with the help of the Tarleys as well. Really dope shit. Bronn just took out a fucking dragon, which is awesome. Hit him with that big ass bolt, whatever you want to call it. But even though he's on like the Lannister side at the moment, Bronn, he is still the guy. So he's still the man. I'm really enjoying this season. Just kind of see the Jon and Daenerys kind of back and forth as being cool, as well as just Tyrion is always awesome. But I'll probably get back to you unless something really noteworthy happens after every single episode. I'll probably get back to you at the end of season 7. Alright, so I just finished season 7, 3 days left before the new season starts, so I got a bit of time, clutched that bitch, watched about 4 seasons in 2 weeks, just smashed it all out. What a fucking ending. I'm so glad I didn't have to wait a year and a half before the new season starts, because Jesus Christ, some shit went down. Jon and Daenerys are fucking, Arnie, like, it's his nephew, basically, her nephew, which is fucked. I kind of knew about something along those lines that were related, but that's pretty fucked. I like the way that they did it with whole of like Ned's sister thing. I actually really liked that. That was kind of sneaky. The whole like characters getting together was a cool episode. I do not trust Cersei, though. I feel like she's gonna fuck him over at some point. But it'd be cool to see them all fight just against the Night King, because now he has a dragon as well, which is fucking crazy. A lot of shit going down. Littlefinger's dead as well. Rest in peace. But a lot of shit went down. The next season's going to be fucking insane. But that finishes the recap of my journey, my binge through it. I'm going to quickly flip it over to a whole kind of quick recap to end the video for you guys. But I just finished season 7, and I'm now up to date with Game of Thrones. Okay, so that was my trip. That was my journey through Game of Thrones. Awesome show. Everyone knew that. It's one of the highest rated shows of all time. I just hadn't watched it, and I was like, all right, let's fucking go. I really did enjoy it. It built up a bit slow, not the show necessarily, but just me watching it, because I did start, I think, late January, early February, and it took me a long time to watch the first 2 or 3 seasons. But then once I got in, I ended up watching like 4 seasons in 2 weeks. So I went very, very hard very quickly to get caught up. I caught up 3 days before episode 1 of season 8 dropped. I've been watching the first 3 episodes of season 8. I've seen them. That's why this video is so late, because I've been distracted with the show coming back and other videos that I've been doing, and I kind of forgot about the vlog just because it's kind of always been sitting there. So that's why this is a bit late. I had to refilm some bits as well because I got a new camera, new phone, and because I was filming a lot of it at night, which was a dumb decision, some of the lighting is awful. So I had to redo some of the bits. So if that's why you're like, yo, you look very similar, like there's no change in your hair, there's no change in, facial features, like pimples or shit like that. Just anything you notice, like the beard shaved or whatever it is. I had to refilm a lot of the stuff earlier today and yesterday. About half of it, I think I refilmed, just because it looked awful. And the mic's always there, which is great, so it makes it sound decent. But that's why there's similarities with some of the things. But that was my whole trip. I literally just refilmed it, so I said word for word what I said in the other video, so I didn't lie and make up shit, because I could have. But that was the whole thing. I wanted to like learn the journey, figure out who I liked, who I didn't like, some of the characters I liked, and change perspective on like Daenerys at the moment. And I didn't think I touched on it in season 7 because there's a lot of stuff I could missed. But she's very throne hungry now, and I think in one of my videos actually said, "Oh, she's awful," instead of saying awesome. But she's kind of leaning towards awful now. She's not awful, but she's just very throne hungry. You can see that in season 7 Seedlings, but definitely you can see it more in season 8 now, without really spoiling anything for season 8, because if you haven't watched season 8, that's not really a spoiler, and I won't get into season 8 because I want to do a whole video on season 8. I'm going to do a review after the next day after the season drops, because I don't really do reviews on series, but I thought, 6 episodes, let's do it, get into the show. But there were some things that changed, and some people I liked that I ended up hating, or people that I hated and then I ended up like Hound. And Brienne of Tar, I didn't really love when I first turned up, and I really liked him by the end. Jamie, I think that was what was meant to happen with Jamie. We might end up liking him. Tommen, I liked the bitch king, but then when he died, I'm like, fuck this bitch, make some decisions. So that's pretty much my quick recap. Thank you guys for watching this long video. I think it's over 20 minutes because I did want to touch on as much as I could without forgetting things, and I obviously wanted to film as much as I could, but then I didn't want to film after every episode because it would go too long, and then I'd be like, was I really need to talk about this thing? Even now, I'm probably babbling on too much. I want to, but that was my road of binging through season 7 seasons, should I say, of Game of Thrones, building up to this final season, which is really fun, really awesome. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot, so I'll get into that in a later video. But thank you guys for watching. This video is a bit late, but give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy watching this. If you liked me even more, press the subscribe button. It does go a long way. Comment below what you thought. If you've seen Game of Thrones, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, if this makes you want to watch it, if it makes you want to not watch it, if you go, I don't agree with you on that one, I really like this guy, or you didn't talk about this, that's why. But just let me know whatever you want to talk about below. But of course, guys, have a good one.